Welcome to episode 9 of the Iron Cage podcast. I am your co-host, George. I'm not your buddy, pal, Santana, and we have our host, the one, the only, Chris Gustaffer.
What's up, everybody? Welcome, episode 9. We are almost to 10, my boy. We are almost there.
We're what away.
One away. Iron Cavers. What do we call our fans?
Cave dwellers.
Cave dwellers. I like that a lot better. That's way
Cave
better.
dwellers.
We have some new news. New news. There's a guy in the chair.
Guy in the chair.
Guy in the chair.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Mr. Isaiah. Isaiah, give him a wave in your camera.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be part of the team.
It's our guy in the chair.
He is our, what is it?
Oracle, dude.
Wow, huge fail.
I said it right when you said it. What are you talking about?
He's our Ned.
He is our net.
He's going to turn Hobgoblin.
He's going to kill us all. Like the star in Mario. The sweet taste of death.
That is my favorite character from the first movie.
Man. So, speaking, we got some trailers to talk about. So they just dropped the new Punisher trailer. And oh my God. I feel like that guy was bred for that role.
I love whoever was the comic book worker that saw John when he first got the role. And he was like, I'm going to a comic book store to get some stuff. And the comic book employee was like, look, I know who you are. I understand what you're doing now. Put those back. You want these issues. Bop, 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 bop. And like gave him key Punisher issues for him to figure it out.
That's beautiful.
And he took it. And I love that he's like really invested in this role.
He has this thing about his face where he can really emote like a psychotic pain look. Like that PTSD look.
Oh, yeah.
Like that opening shot where he's just like in the room, he's fucking like all furry and just his eyes are all sunken. And he's just seeing shit. Like you could see it. Like, you're like, that guy's not okay. Like he might Heath Ledger later.
Oh,
That's rough.
that was
I'm just saying.
right turn that I was not expecting. Is that a guardrail?
I'm just saying. But it looks great. We now know why he is not in Daredevil.
Allegedly. We still don't have yet. The show hasn't finished.
What they
He
said.
could make a surprise visit. But what I also don't like is that the Punisher that's coming out, it's only an hour long.
What do you mean? It's just a one-off?
It's a one-off. It's an hour-long TV special thing.
Throw it away. Throw it
That's all it
away.
takes.
I don't want it. I want more. You can't just give me a one-off. Like, don't give me fucking a charcuterie board and tell me there's no dinner.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it is the longest to date, like, because everything has been either like 52 minutes, 53 minutes runtime. This is like a solid 60 minutes runtime.
This is a solid 60-minute runtime after the, Marvel reel and the credits. Like,
So
you get
I don't know.
hour. Throw it away, dude.
We'll
I
see.
don't want it anymore. That's what we have.
You'll still watch it.
100% will. But still, I don't want to.
Are we gonna do a little shout out for a little Iron Cave?
They have our Iron Cave 3D print light box. I'm going to drop the information once I receive it. But this was made by a buddy of mine, Dustin King. I literally sent him a picture of our logo. I said, "Can you make this?" And he was like, "I'm on it." He has an Etsy store. We will be getting a promo code. So if you want anything 3D printed, you will get a percentage off using the Iron Cave podcast code.
Don't forget about your boys at the Iron Cave. Like, follow, subscribe, so you can get yourself a little 3D print. Hell, if you want to get your own little Iron Cave for your little desk, I mean, that'd be awesome.
So yeah, deck boxes, light boxes. He's done a bunch of
What kind of box?
deck boxes. Not for you Yu-Gi-Oh players, for Magic players. What's up?
Okay, Yu-Gi-Oh players, it's cock. All right, Magic players, it's dead.
No, I don't see them doing a Ninja Turtle spinoff on Yu-Gi-Oh. Anywho, deck boxes, light boxes, anything you can think of. I feel like this guy can dream up and make. And it's crazy. He was great. I asked him for something, and he was just like, "You mind if I try to do this?"
What if he could make us like a Batman cowl and an Iron Man cowl, but like the green, like the Iron Cave?
I think he can do it.
That'd be sick.
Get to him. So yeah, once I get the information, we're gonna drop the links to all his Etsy stores and whatnot. But back to trailers. We also had the James Gunn Supergirl trailer.
I'll let you go first.
I don't want
You don't want to?
to. No.
Lobo. Main Man, baby. I am so excited for that. I think Jason Momoa looks great for the role.
Mhm.
I think he's excited for the role, so that's going to make it even better.
Again, another one of those he was made to fucking play that part type joint.
Right.
But I feel like James Gunn has like a formula.
It reads Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sure.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket Raccoon's fucking little animal family.
Yeah, dude.
Fucked. Then the Superman, Crypto gets kidnapped. And then now Supergirl, Crypto gets poisoned. Like, yo, a lot with the animal abuse. Give us a plot.
What's crazy though is, James Gunn is, head of DC. But if you look at who's directing this, who wrote this and stuff, he's nowhere near it. He's only a producer.
Then they fucking hate dogs and animals. Because they fucking are constantly fucking either killing fucking otters, experimenting on raccoons, kidnapping dogs,
Listen,
poisoning them.
we talked about that scene, and I don't know who's doing their CGI, but the fact that you could see the light leaving that otter's eyes when I got clipped,
I still get nightmares.
I was like, oh my God.
I don't think I'll ever get to. I said it last episode when we talked about it. I left that theater like not okay. Just like shit.
The bunny I wanted gone. The bunny was annoying. I was fine when Bunny got clapped.
You are made to be experimented on. Here's some lipstick. It's toxic.
So that's it. You do as far as Supergirl, like Lobo.
I'm just kind of if on it. Is it going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy? The plot, where's the plot? It's just like, it's another fucking dog thing. Superman was about crypto.
Yeah.
Supergirl's going to be about crypto.
Out
Well,
of 10, what did you give that new Superman? Okay.
I loved it. It felt very refreshed.
You like Superman getting beat up?
Yeah, because it's the same argument I'm gonna have with the Batman. It is a early year Superman. He still isn't
Like-
honed. So yeah, he's gonna get.
We're
his shit,
talking about Big Blue here. He shouldn't get beat up in his own movie.
but he did. And if we're gonna be honest, Green Lantern carried that movie. Green Lantern. They did fucking fantastic with Mr. Fantastic. I think that was
You
perfect.
mean Mr. Terrific?
Mr. Terrific. Sorry, yeah. Jesus Christ, I'm getting roasted.
Aren't you the DC guy?
I am.
Do it.
He really
Look,
is.
dude,
He really is.
I'm having a hard week. I'm tired. 2 under 2, baby.
Before we get off this topic, can we address, is Jason Momoa like the Ryan Reynolds? Like he plays the same character in every movie, I feel like.
Dude, it's funny
shot.
that you said that because my wife said the same thing. She's like, lately, all his movies lately, he's done the same shit.
Same thing.
Like it hasn't changed.
So let's make a gentleman's bet. How much do you want to bet in this movie he's at least guaranteed to hit one wahoo or some crazy
It was
shit?
in the trailer, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think I missed it. What?
Dude, you know what I just realized? That the girl plays Supergirl. Every time I saw her, I was like, man, she looks really familiar. What is she from?
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, House of Dragon. Like, I finally clicked the other day. I was like, that's where she's from.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know if you guys saw about I guess she released like some statement like preemptively about the movie.
Yeah, and they're doing a whole Captain Marvel thing to her with, what was her? Brie Larson. Like, it's like that whole type of issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
I don't even know what the internet trolls.
Yeah.
I guess.
They're saying effectively that they're gonna like review bomb the movie and the fans
Look,
that they're not being
dude-
loyal to the source material and stuff like that.
Like the first Captain Marvel, I thought was great. I thought Brie Larson did a good job. I thought the movie was enjoyable.
Brie Larson did fine.
Yeah, it was the Marvels that we can throw that.
We don't talk about that. We don't
Yeah.
talk-
I mean, we're in a civilization where if like you don't like the casting, you're automatically gonna bomb the fucking movie.
Dude.
No one ever gives movies a try anymore. Like, when's the last time anyone's ever gone through their Netflix catalog and didn't see anyone famous, but just read a fucking description and said, you know what, I'm gonna fucking watch.
Hold on. I don't want to be the guy to rehash the old thing, but if they cast the potato as Rogue, I'm review bombing that movie. We don't have to open that can of worms again. I'm just saying.
Dude, my phone is still blowing up with notifications for that. I had to mute it. Now it's blowing up on TikTok.
We're never gonna escape the potato. Blah, blah. Enunciation.
That's my
Potato,
fault. I should have brought it up. That's my fault.
We were never gonna escape it. At some point in the show, we were gonna fucking say potato.
Dude, so just a common factor in all of our social media with that clip, I just want to say something. Apparently, I'm more of a potato than that.
I mean, shape-wise, baby.
Baby. But listen, if you
But-
guys,
It's beautiful.
if you guys are gonna call me a potato, right? Be creative. I want to know: am I Idaho potato?
Mm.
Am I a red potato?
Mm.
Gold potato? What kind of potato?
It could be a sweet potato.
Possibly.
You know what potato?
You know what bothered me though?
Mm.
Is I had a potato calling me a potato, so I sent him the Spider-Man meme of 3 potatoes.
You know what potato I think you are, Chris? I think you're the mysterious McDonald's potato, the white potato, the legend of the potato that's never been seen.
The great white potato.
The great white potato. Let's say it with
Like the great white ninja. Chris Farley.
Great white potato.
Great white potato.
That's the potato you are. Anyway,
We're so off track.
welcome to the Iron King.
Where we spider off branches.
So we have the James Gunn trailer. We have the Punisher trailer. Isaiah, what am I missing?
That was the last trailer that we put on. The next topic that we had was the Mario Galaxy movie. On the topic of movies.
I have not seen it.
Wow.
Still have. Yeah.
All right, so we won't spoil.
You can spoil it. I really don't care. I am going to see it. I'm going to take my daughter, hopefully today, actually.
Well, you know that George is the king of spoilers. So.
Exactly.
I had one spoiler, guys. I'm sorry.
Did you know?
Did you?
So we went.
But who got the Yoshi bucket?
My God. That's so aggravating.
Did the can of worms.
Super jealous.
So me and Isaiah, we had a bro date, and we went to go watch the Mario Galaxy movie. And I will say that I thoroughly enjoyed it. If we do not get a Super Smash Bros. After this fucking movie, and at least in the next 3 to 5 years, if we don't get a Smash Bros, I'm gonna run. Because the action was awesome. Star Fox was dope.
Yeah, agreed. Star
Good.
Fox
He
was
wasn't like a 2-minute
No.
cameo.
He was.
No.
I mean,
like he's
got
pretty
five-
much he's solid in the second half of the movie.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
I think they did, and he'll agree with me, they did fantastic with the music of Mario Galaxy. Like, every time a fight or a villain came out, that music was right there. And as expected, all of the sounds, the fireball sounds, the level up sounds, it's every sound that you could think, you were literally sitting in your Mario game, just having a fucking like, nostalgic.
Oh my God. It was really good. I almost hated that Nintendo has such a stranglehold on our childhoods because they act like such an evil corporation with their IPs and stuff like that, like sue everybody. But it's like, gosh, they have such a deep pockets with nostalgia.
You know what game I want remastered or remade?
Boy.
Pokemon Stadium. I want
Absolutely.
a Pokemon Stadium so bad.
That
That game, I feel like that was the most immersive game where you're actually battling, dude. Like,
You know, they had like a
Fantastic.
Pokemon like fighting game, right?
yeah,
Not like, you know,
Yeah, you could just play the best Pokemon.
you can literally be like Mew floating around throwing fucking
yeah.
cyclones and shit.
No, give me a Pokemon Stadium. I want the mini games back. Clefairy.
That shit was fire.
That shit was fire.
You could play the best Pokemon game. It's called Powwow.
Nintendo, don't sue us.
Weird. I didn't know there was crickets in the room.
Sorry. Look, guys,
Spoiler.
he's married to my sister. I was told to bring him along, but I apologize. That was a horrible reference. Not reference.
What?
Reference.
The game is fire. If you get Pikachu and Uzi, I'm down. Okay.
Imagine Ryan Reynolds, Detective Pikachu, firing off an Uzi.
Thank
I
you.
would love that.
Yes.
It's going to be a Deadpool reference, 100%.
I really can't do that. Nintendo won't allow it because it's bad for their brand.
Deadpool breaks fourth walls. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he doesn't follow rules. You ever read a Deadpool comic?
Have you?
Thor crying.
I think we know now. Anywho, Yoshi was fucking the
Listen, just from the trailers and how they show Yoshi, like you can see his little reptilian scales. Just from the trailer, I was like, God, it's so good. It's
So
good.
I was thinking about this, and I was like, the company, the studio that made this movie could have saved a shit ton of money by just recycling Yoshi sounds, but they hired Donald Glover, which couldn't have been cheap, to make Yoshi sounds. Yes, yes.
I felt like they missed an opportunity though, because like if they're going for like OG Yosh, they could have had him come out the egg like little and then they like walk around feeding him.
Eats apple.
Yeah, and they would have given him an I feel like it would have been a more bonding. Like he was already tight with Mario and Luigi, more like Luigi, but it would have been. They would have been a more like they imprinted on him, you know, like a real dinosaur sort of thing.
But no, fantastic movie. Not gonna spoil it because there was some really cool shit in there.
I'll watch it today, and we'll go over it.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
I will. My Regal ass works for that.
No blackout dates.
No blackout.
It's not a special event.
Fucking Regals in here, Disney.
Dude, the animation though looks so good in that movie.
Bro,
Now,
when I say
The pacing is relentless. Like it just going from thing to fight to racing to all the things.
if we don't get a Smash in the next 3 years, I'm gonna riot. When you watch it, you'll understand why I said it. I'm not just saying because of Star Fox anymore. If they don't fucking have a Smash something in the next 3 years, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Well, I almost said something, but I'm gonna spoil it. I almost said something, but don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys. I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna do it.
I think I know exactly what you're gonna say, but don't say it.
do it.
I actually think that they need one more movie before they try a Smash.
That's fine. That's fine. That still puts us in a 3 to 5 year range. You know what I mean? Before I die.
Link,
Here,
Samus.
Poker face. Poker face.
do you want to know? Because I'll show you.
I don't.
Don't you dare!
And I'm not sure.
My daughter has probably already seen it and is gonna ruin it anyway.
I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Are you thinking the same thing that I'm thinking?
Ness.
Text him the who it is.
For the cameo they had so many they had several cameos, but
I saw
The-
like the one that was a surprise to us.
I saw Pikmin. I saw what's the black and white cartoon dude that Luigi draws out. I already saw that.
Oh, you saw it.
Yeah.
Mr. Game & Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot more stuff.
Yeah. I think they need one more and then they can sort of
Spoiler alert.
I didn't do it this time.
It's all over the internet. It's not my fault.
Not my fault.
All right. What we got next?
we talk
Gerren.
about how the critics hated the movie.
That is true. I don't know what these critics are looking for. I feel like these critics are literally internet trolls who got hired by Rotten Tomatoes.
I think IGN gave it a 6 out of 10 before it dropped, and I was just like, wow, that's really low. And they basically said that they gave that score because of the cameos helping it. Otherwise, the story itself wasn't.
It's a Mario movie. You're like, it's not supposed to be Star Wars.
This isn't a fucking Scorsese movie. I don't have to have a fucking deep fucking plot to make this movie work. Throw fucking nostalgia at me, make Yoshi do the sounds, and shut the fuck up.
What happened
I'm
to
happy.
Yoshi's mom?
Chris, is it me or does he seem angrier than normal?
It's the shirt.
They can't win a fucking Super Bowl. Tampa Bay Lightning is doing all right, but fuck me, man. I'm so over people. Like, it's a Mario movie. And then another movie that got a shit critic, but was absolutely epic. One of my all-time favorite comedies, probably one of Chris's all-time favorite comedies, fucking Grandma's Boy. Fucking movie's hilarious.
Grandma's Boy was in the theaters for like 2 days. And then it just went straight to DVD.
That shit was dry. fucking
Adam
dry.
Sandler's like hit or miss for a lot of people.
Say what?
The Adam Sandler movies, they're like hit or miss for some people.
That was only produced by Adam. He wasn't even in that one. And it was great, though.
Still his people though.
Yeah. He was like, dude, I've been calling you all day. Where you been? He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was putting up my Christmas tree. And he's like, dude, it's July. Get the fuck out of here. Come on in. And he's like butt ass naked. And he turns around. He's like, your ass is tanner than my face.
I got a line. He was like, what was the line? He was like, people don't respect the...
Dude, you could get past the dog. Nobody fucks with a lion. I mean, it makes sense.
fucking king of the jungle.
But there he is, the fucking king of the jungle. I love Peter Dante.
You could hire him for Cameo.
Yes, I've hired it. We've hired him 4 times now for my fantasy football league that I'm in. And every time he does not disappoint.
Another movie that got a shit critic, which was probably banger of the early 2000s. No, yeah. You know Armageddon got a shit score?
Dude, I hate Armageddon. Yes! I have an ally.
I saw it one time when it came out in the 90s. And I was a kid then. It did not capture me. I was so bored.
I was a kid.
Yeah, I haven't picked it up since.
But there's
I think Ben Affleck's in that, right?
yes.
Yeah, fuck that.
There's a couple movies with him in it where it's like the
Is dope.
I just said that.
He was a fucking phantom, bro.
hold on.
Look at you.
Like
He's
this
so angry.
this phase of his career, can we agree? It's like he did a couple movies like Pearl Harbor and Armageddon where the love story like took over with like there's a meteor gonna kill everyone on the planet and we're worried about his love story. And the same thing with Pearl Harbor. Like, how do you overshadow that with a love story?
Easy.
It played an important plot line to him deciding that he was gonna stay and detonate the bomb. I don't give a fuck about spoilers. This movie's like 100 years old. It was his choice to stay back, and his soon-to-be father-in-law pulls him out, throws him out, and he goes, "I'll take it from here, kid," and then blows up. It's important to the story.
If it got a low Rotten Tomatoes score, I agree with it.
You know, going back to our, if they could recreate movies from 20 years ago,
Absolutely.
they could remake it. And it's,
Absolutely.
you know, a little better.
Top recast. Who would you recast Bruce Willis's character though?
Bruce Willis. No, I'm just kidding.
It's gonna be a silent movie.
That's terrible.
That is terrible.
Oh, really?
Bruce Willis is gonna look around like this and shit, and then subtitles pop up.
Who would be a good replacement? Mel Gibson. No.
I don't think you can recast Bruce Willis movies.
Oh, speaking about Bruce Willis movies, what about The Fifth Element? Critical bomb, cult classic. I feel like
Another
I saw
bang.
that movie. They put it on Netflix recently.
Empty pass.
Would you like some more? I am Corbin Dallas.
This is Corbin Dallas. Are you a human? Negative. I am a meat popsicle. All right, we'll move on.
Chris Tucker's role.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
great.
Chris Tucker's great in that movie.
that opera singer. That
And Gary Oldman was in that. He played the Zord. Like
Did he?
before he was known,
yeah.
he was the main bad guy.
Yep. Sirius Black.
and then
Yeah.
yeah, again that opera song that
Great movie.
The stones are in me. They're not in my organs or, you know, messing anything up. Yeah. I'm going to pull 4 giant rocks from your belly button. I'm not a doctor, nor do I know
Dude.
anything about that alien species.
Dude,
But that doesn't seem to add up.
maybe all the stuff was in his big ass head.
it's alien
Or-
kidney stones. It's
No, like
alien
they're-
kidney stones, man.
What
It's alien kidney stones.
Stones
are in me?
and he's like, the stones are in me. All right.
We're never gonna make it. What is that?
I can see why people were upset by it now.
That movie's sick.
It's still a
Great.
good movie. The
Great.
fat, like, aliens, the guardian thing.
Yeah,
Take the key. And like, bro, what? Run!
they can't. They can't.
Oh my finger. But yep, that was another one that got hit. Like, I just feel like people just need to sit, shut the fuck and watch movies. Just watch them. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. And if it has potato in it.
And Man on Fire.
Let you
Did
do
we
whatever
talk
you want.
about Man on Fire yet?
Man on Fire. Is that Denzel, right?
Yes.
Was that the one with Dakota Fanning?
Yes.
He's her bodyguard.
Yes.
That movie made me cry. That's how good it was. He was like this fucking big macho dude guarding this little fucking girl.
Does
Mark
it take a lot to make you cry?
No, Mark Anthony's fucking a cokehead. Yeah,
Mark Anthony plays
yeah.
Mark
So Mark Anthony played.
Okay.
in the
Early
movie,
Hector level role.
which by the way, that movie was fucking awesome too. But he like starts caring about this little girl,
Christopher Walken's in that too.
Christopher Walken.
Dude. All right. So, Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Right. Do you know how everyone for the Super Bowl with Bad Bunny was like, Boricua, Puerto Rican, this, and that? All those same people, like on social media and all that, I did not see one post for Willie Colon when he just passed.
That's wild. It's Willie Colon's legend.
He's a major salsa legend. And there was like nothing about it.
It's all about the hype, dog. We need that clout.
Like, where was that energy for Mr. Mumble? I can't get on that train. I get it. It's cool. I like what he's doing for, you know, the people of Puerto Rico. All that,
Time out.
but
Time out. Disclaimer. I'm Puerto Rican. He's Spanish.
100% Puerto Rican.
I mean,
I mean, even though I looked like I was dipped in bleach,
and
They
then
come in all shades.
We're all Puerto Rican in here, so don't hang us on some racist shit because we're talking about our own people. Fuck them.
And I'm the kind of Puerto Rican that's been to the island and stayed on the island
Puerto
for
Rican niggas.
over 3 days. You know, I've spent summers there and shit. So just because I don't speak Spanish, don't judge me, bro. I know you are. I have translators for a reason.
Two of them.
My wife's Colombian. I got friends. I know if you're talking shit.
What do you guys say?
No clue.
Not a fucking clue.
No idea.
What's up, amigo?
But yeah, that's just, dude, it's all about clout and it's all about, it's stupid. I don't even fucking dig into it anymore. But I'll tell you what, I'm trying to stop.
What are you telling us? What
I'm
are you
trying
telling
to
us?
stop.
It's a mystery of the universe.
Speaking about mystery of the universe, we missed the fucking trailer.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
I am excited.
I was excited until Jared Leto opened up his fucking mouth.
Yeah. I mean, he's in full costume. How hard is it to get Mark Hamill to just voice over and just do it great?
You know who did that? Star Wars. German dude fucking in Vader's costume when they hired fucking James Earl Jones.
I don't know what podcast it was. I'll look it up. But they were talking about this trailer and the Jared Leto thing. They were like, I didn't want that Skeletor.
I want the gay
They,
Skeletor.
they wanted the gay Skeletor. Skeletor. I want the sassy Skeletor. It's like, ah!
Just laying on the fucking thing.
You didn't want me to get you will feel my
Like, why can't we get that? No, we have to like, I will defeat you. Kind of like Skeletor. Like, no, shut the fuck up, Jared Leto. Stop.
He looks great though.
Stop rooting movies.
He does look good.
I'm not a Jared Leto fan.
I'm not either.
I can't name a good Jared Leto movie.
Well, there was the one with the guns.
It's with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Is that a Jared Leto movie or is that a Nick Cage movie?
He was,
Because Lord of War is a Nick Cage movie. He carried that.
Listen,
he carried, but he did good in that one. I'll give him credit for that. I'm not gonna.
Don't you dare say Tron Ares.
oh, that was
We talked about that.
All right, yeah, like he doesn't have a good movie. Like his Joker was probably the weakest Joker.
no. You can't say that. You can't say that. If you look at it, that Joker had 20 minutes of screen time mainly. You didn't get a full dose of it to understand it, and they were borderline little clips that got cut out.
I'm
not saying
Joker ever give a fuck
You
about
see this guy?
Hold on. I'm not saying it was going to be grand. It was going to be great. But to judge it based on that, I don't think is fair. I think you need to give it. Unfortunately, we won't get it, but I think we needed a little bit more to fully dissect it.
They gave Joker grill.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like the gangster.
The tattoos, whatever.
The tattoo was cool. This one
The
was
tattoo was fine.
that was
They gave the Joker a grill and a Lamborghini. When the fuck has the Joker ever gave a fuck about money?
You know how many different
And-
worlds DC has?
No.
There's a Joker with his face
There's
stapled on.
No.
I just think
There's.
I think that if you're looking at the classic Joker performances, like you got like Jack Nicholson's OG, like I guess you'd call it OG for us now.
You want to dance the devil in the pale moonlight?
Yeah,
You want to see a magic trick?
That was
yeah. And then you got the Heath Ledger Joker, like classic Jokers, and then you got gangster Joker with the grill and
Uh-huh.
Lamborghini.
Which, fun fact, was actually just a Celica. They took a Celica and put a Lamborghini body kit on it.
That's because they were paying for Jared Leto's stunning performance.
Listen, he made 30 Seconds of Mars. You can do it.
He doesn't have a good movie. Name a good Jared Leto movie.
He has a great band.
He does have.
I love that band so much.
So, a little sidebar too. My father-in-law went with us to. Not my father-in-law, my stepdad. My stepdad went to watch Mario with us. And after we were done watching, me and him were like just sitting in the gate, like we just had work. It was great. And then my fucking father-in-law's like, or my stepfather's like, I like the first one better.
I think he was trolling.
And I looked at and he's like, no. And I was like, it's okay. He thinks Jared Leto's a good actor. You can't take his shit serious. Jared Leto, he is the best. I make fun of my stepdad, but I love him. He's a great
Well, it
guy.
would have been funny if you guys were like, man, fuck this guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that a fucking like ring light going off in your laptop
Don't
there?
be jealous because it's fucking making me.
That shit's hilarious. I just noticed it. Every time he stops touching his computer, a little ring light comes out to make him fucking more whiter than he is.
You guys see the potato in a good light, dude.
Yeah. The beard's covering the couple extra necks.
Exactly. What do you think? I grew it out.
We're good.
Okay. Rabbit hole.
I don't know.
That's my tax deduction. You guys ever read the book of Mice and Men?
It's like Sling Blade over here.
It's my Forrest Gump.
I wish.
Hold on, wait. Let me hit the kid.
You good?
He's ready. Nope. Okay.
What's crazy is that was a deep breath, but all I heard was boogers.
All right, go ahead.
Hey, sorry about that, cave dwellers. Last we left off, we talked about Mario. Oh, we were talking about He-Man, right?
No, shooting Jared Leto.
And Isaiah was saying that Jared Leto had never been in anything good. I have something for you, Isaiah.
Oh,
Fight Club.
yep. That's a good movie. I stand corrected.
Good movies.
I said let's just let it go. No. I said we should just let him get married by the comics.
He was in American Psycho. I'm just going over his list.
American
here.
Psycho.
He was in that new Blade Runner.
Watch that one.
What? It was
It's
actually so. Yeah, he's been in some decent stuff. Apparently, he's won like an Academy Award.
It's weird. They just give those out. Don't worry about it. That has no accolade anymore.
Has no accolade.
No.
You mean nothing.
He was in that Denzel one, The Little Things. Of course, I don't count that as a Jared Leto movie as if Denzel is in it, because it's a Denzel movie.
Well,
Is that the one with the guy from Bohemian Rhapsody? And
That's the one where he's like, they think he's a serial killer, and they were like following him the whole movie.
yeah, it has the guy from Bohemian Rhapsody.
I don't know his name.
Yes, the actor you mean that played
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury? Yes,
Yeah.
I forget.
You have Denzel and him in a movie. It's a big lifting team.
So, He-Man, I think we're for it. I think it's just going to be a fun movie.
I kind of appreciate the the costume accuracy.
Yes, I think it looks great.
I
Idris Elba looks dope.
call me picky. Could they have picked a more brolic dude? Like, can we CGI some muscles on that guy? Like, he's ripped, but I kind of wanted like some more shoulder action.
But that's sort of where we're at with these movies. Like the Superman, we went from the Henry Cavill Superman, and now we got like this scrawny, skinny, young Superman. I feel like the muscle thing is out.
Came out. Christopher Reeves was small. The guy that came after him was small.
With the bullet in the eye?
Yeah.
Brandon Routh.
Yeah, Raymond Roth ended up being a whole different character in the DC universe. I think Henry Cavill was like the first jacked Superman we had.
Yeah, and I think it was better.
I liked Henry.
I liked it because it was dark, too.
My man.
Yeah.
He pissed him off. He put his truck in a fucking full post. Brilliant.
All right, so we talked about trailers. Sports, we'll hit up sports next episode. Pretty much right now, hockey's ending, basketball's ending. Joel Embiid's out again. I don't know what the Sixers are doing.
Trash. I'm sorry. I'll be the one to say Sixers
can't
are
argue
trash.
with
I'm
you.
sorry.
Can't argue with you. The last time the Sixers were amazing to me was when we had Allen Iverson. Got to those finals. We won one game, and then Kobe Bryant was like, not a fan.
I don't know. You guys had a good stretch with Embiid when he had the rest of those guys like Tobias Harris.
He's injury prone every season, and it's like always in like pivotal moments of the season when he's out.
I think it's his style of play. Like, you can't be a guy that weighs as much as he does and is as big as he is and try to play like a point guard. Like,
Yeah.
it's just brutal on your
You're a
body.
center,
Move.
bro. Stay at center.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so we'll cover sports, comics, my man. I have a surprise for you.
Please tell me what I want.
So it's a little bit old now, but there was a new comic book Wednesday, and some things came out. There's, of course, we addressed already Spider-Man, Superman.
Before we reveal that, did you know they're doing digital comic crossovers? And there's going to be a Shazam Thor. There's a digital Shazam Thor, and then a digital, Flash, Fantastic Four, and Supergirl and someone else.
That could be fantastic. I'm excited for that. Anyway, Daredevil show's been out for a little bit. We're on episode 4 or 5 of Daredevil, I think. It's pretty good so far. Have you been able to catch up? No, and you're dead to me. It's a really good show. Charlie Cox is doing his thing. With that being said, Daredevil is the theme of this. Get ready, boys and girls.
Can we do it like the guys on the dap it up?
Oh,
Can we dap it up? Yeah. Yeah.
we saw these really cringe guys that are about to do the same thing that we did. And
Yeah.
that was terrible to watch.
It was so bad.
Anyway, blind bags. Daredevil new issue. Now, contains one copy of Daredevil #1 with the following covers. So you could get Rose Besh. You could get a Rose Besh version. You get Daniel Warren Johnson, Dan Ponzin, Joe Quesada, Peach Momoko.
My boy Toasty pulled a Peach Momoko, and he's a huge Peach Momoko fan. So
There's also ultra rare mystery covers in here. And what's great about that is some of them are autographed. So I got one for George, one for me.
we're gonna rip it and ship it.
I'll let you go first, George.
Do I get to keep it? If it's autographed, can I keep it?
It depends how good it
I mean, you technically gave it to me. You technically gave it to me on camera, saying it's for.
Yeah, but I'm a firm believer in Indian giving.
So if it's autographed, I don't get to keep it. Okay.
What are you doing?
Trying to be careful.
Okay.
Relax. I read Magic cards for a living. I'm blind.
Nice. They put the paper in front
Yes,
so you
I
can't see it.
watched a couple of these, bro. Shut up.
awesome.
Can I get a drum roll?
What do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Bam.
All right.
I think this is just the generic one. Is that an autograph?
Let me see. Morse Digital inside. Phillips Garrett Morton.
Yeah, I think it's just a generic one. No autograph, but a cool little commercial.
Say who's the cover artist? Should say on the first page somewhere.
He will return.
Nope.
That's fine. Let's move it along.
All right. Yeah, you can keep that.
Okay.
Watch mine be the same.
That's how it goes.
Because unfortunately, when I was looking for these,
Did you grab them back to back, or did you like mix up the selection?
so on the rack, there was only one.
Oh,
And then when I went to go check out, they had a secondary little rack there, and I saw a second one. I was like, yes!
so you guys might have different ones.
Yeah. And the shop was like, oh, it's a 2 limit because there was a third. And I was just like, dang, because I wanted to grab one for you. All right. Here we go.
Try to remember that. Go ahead.
Here we go. Here. Turn around. What do you think?
Peach Momoko.
Each one both good.
There's a drum roll, slight drum roll.
Ooh. Variant. It's a variant. Hell yeah, dude. That's dope.
Is it autographed?
Is it autographed? Nope. It would have been on the cover. That's a solid one.
Of course he gets the variant.
Jackson.
Oh, what is it?
So I got a Daniel. Is it Johnson?
Oh, hold on. We forgot to do this. So dope. So dope.
I feel like you guys should know this. You should be more versed. We're looking down.
Bro,
What do you have?
Well, hold on. Yes, mine is Jackson Zay.
Nailed it.
I think mine is just standard league Garrett. Garrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Garrett.
Looks good. Sick covers.
Cheers.
All right. Back to our regularly scheduled program.
Gregory.
Gregory. Oh, man, I forgot. I wanted to present those in my Matt Murdochs.
Oh.
Dang it.
Missed opportunity. This is what I work with, guys.
This
These
is
are
what
solid,
happens.
though.
This is what happens when I wear the wingiest of wings.
Yeah. I got one for you.
Am I the wind beneath your wing?
Always, Daddy.
Oh, God.
Does this make me look like Bono or something?
It makes you look like Ozzy had a beard. All right, guys. So coming up, we have our podcast guest of the episode.
You know what I'm feeling with these?
Part of it.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a great movie. They shouldn't remake those.
No.
I have
It
strong
won't work today.
I have strong feelings about remakes.
My tax deduction is figuring stuff out right now. He's kind of, hey, buddy, you okay? We have a very special guest with us. I met this man in one of my leadership classes for my job, trying to be a better person, trying to be a better overall leader in my world. And I really thought this would be a great addition to the podcast if you guys could hear from him, learn from him, get a little taste, you know, and this might be someone that you might want to look into. It's definitely motivational, definitely a good way to view it where you're like, man, this guy really hit something in my nerve. You felt something and you're just like, I kind of want to build off of this.
I like.
Right. And without further ado, welcome our guest, Mr. Gerren Sprauve. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. How about you guys? You guys good?
We're doing great. We're tired. We're parents. You know how it goes.
I mean, I'm a parent too, so you know.
Well, then you get the exhaustion.
I do. Good deal.
So we're just meeting me and you for the first time. Chris has apparently seen you in action. Just kind of, what made you choose that path early on when nothing made sense?
Well, nothing made sense. Yeah, well, first of all, let me just introduce myself to everybody, right? So,
Absolutely,
Gerren
yes.
Sprauve, right? My name is Gerren Sprauve, and originally I was born in Puerto Rico, grew up in the Virgin Islands. If you've ever been to St. Thomas, it's a beautiful place to visit, whether
Good
by
vacation
cruise
there.
or by plane, you can get in there. And I grew up in a household of educators and business people. So my father was a businessman, my mother, she was an educator, aunts, uncles, business people, educators. So I kind of fell into that valley of learning, serving people, and then learning a lot. Okay, so I'm always studying something, always learning something, and then I'm always sharing it with others. So that's kind of intrinsically within me. Every assessment test that I took when I was a kid said that I was either going to be a psychologist, a teacher, a therapist, a coach. And the only vision that I had of that was my mother and my family members who were teachers or educators in a class. That didn't excite me at all. I saw the lesson plans. I helped grade papers. That just didn't help serve me. And it's because it was only teaching on one topic. That's how I saw it in my mind. And I'm someone who loves to learn different things in order to serve different people. So when I see people, I see stories. Okay? All right. So I'm giving you context. Now, I get out of school, out of college, and I find myself working at an insurance company on a computer, answering phones all day. For someone like me who loves people and loves to serve, I just didn't see the connection yet as to how can I serve from this position. I wasn't getting up, I wasn't standing, I wasn't moving around. It was just behind the computer answering calls. So that really got to me, man. And many a nights, my wife and I, we would wake up in the middle of the night, tears in our eyes, not wanting to go to work. So to your question, once I got married and I realized like this was our life, I was like, no, this can't be. We don't even have kids yet. Like this is what life is this is what marriage is like? God, no. So I was looking for something to change my perspective.
Love that. Love that. Now, I did the leadership class, so I know you kind of gave your story and stuff like that. But just for our listeners and stuff, I think it was a great base. Like you said, born in Puerto Rico, grew up in the islands. If you could just give the audience an idea of who you are, what you do, and basically your platform.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. So to Chris's point, I shared with the leadership team and I'll share with you guys that frustration that I had kept me open. So I was always looking for an opportunity, looking for ways to serve people. And the one thing that I had inside of me was this whole idea of just showing gratitude, telling people thank you. So my wife and I were going out to dinner one night and, she's on my arm and I see this guy in front of us and he's wiping down the table and setting things up. But as my wife and I were standing there, he wouldn't look up at me. And I'm waiting for him to catch his eye so I can just tell him thank you. He wouldn't look up at me and then he runs off to another table. And I'm like, yo, excuse me. He's like, huh? I said, thank you. He's like, what? Why are you saying thank you to me? I said, because you didn't just wipe down the table here. You prepared a place for my wife and I to have dinner. And if you didn't do that, we wouldn't sit here. So thank you. And he's like, I did all of that for you? I'm like, yeah, you did. The guy skips to another table, man. Skips over to another table and starts setting things up and looking up at people and with a smile on his face. And I just got chills through my body. I turned to my wife and I said, yo, I want to do that again. And what I meant was I just wanted to create another opportunity or create another moment in time where I served someone so powerfully that they got it. A couple months later, I decided to quit my job and become a janitor. Of course, I had to pitch that to my wife, right? Not something that,
That'd go
she
well.
would wake up to. Yeah, she looked at me like, excuse me? You just got out of college. We've been working. We got a house, a mortgage. A who? And I asked her, I said, yo, if you would just give me this opportunity to try it before we have kids. Like, I got an idea. She was like, Gerren, I trust you. Go for it. That gave me such a big wind, like behind my back to go and do something. But then there was such pressure because I'm taking a big leap. I'm quitting a job. I wasn't fired. I'm quitting a job to start from scratch. But it was that moment, man, in that restaurant where I saw that guy and I was able to serve him so powerfully in such a short moment. There was something there. And being obedient, taking the step, launched my company. So I started a commercial cleaning company, but I started as a janitor because I didn't know anything about the industry. And I was literally just going out and cleaning people's homes, cleaning the toilets. And they're like, you don't look like a janitor. And I'm like, well, what is a janitor supposed to look like? You know, there was a lot of that, man. So it was a lot of shifting of the perspective. And it started with me. I learned so much on that journey, man, that I was able to pour into others. And that was kind of like the big picture behind that business that I started.
It was feeding your joy. You were just like, man, this might be my calling. Yeah.
Absolutely, Chris. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
What's a small decision that you made early on that ended up having a major, massive impact?
Yeah, well, it was
Probably
that whole
that,
idea
yeah.
of being
That was it.
obedient, man.
I'm asking some rough ones today. I'm off game. I apologize.
No, like you said that, and I was like, it's probably what he just said. You decided to go into that.
It is.
That was a
But
pretty big jump.
If I could answer it just even slightly differently, man, it's the idea of being obedient to the download that you receive. You woke up this morning, and is it George or Jorge? Because I want to do
George, Jorge, just not late for dinner.
All right, okay, word, gotcha. So, George, you woke up this morning, man, and before you left your bed, you probably got a download. Either you were thinking about something yesterday, or you're thinking about today, or maybe you were just grateful as you lay there for a second. But something came to you. It didn't come to me. It didn't come to Chris. It's yours. What do you do with that, right? So sometimes that idea might come, or that thought might come, download, and then we lift up yesterday's problems and put it on top of the down. I can't do that because blah, blah, blah. Or I don't have enough resources because it's your download. It's your gift. What if you were to step into that with obedience? A client of mine, his name is Michael Long, years ago, and I'm gonna just block out his number, but he wrote a thing to me and it said, immediate obedience at the mere whisper of God. He gave that to me. He was one of my cleaning clients. He gave that to me years ago, probably over a decade ago. Like, I've kept it in my truck. I keep it here in my office. That whole idea of immediate obedience at the mere whisper of God. Something is for you if you would just take the step. But too many times we layer on our problems on top of the gift, which was the download. In that moment, the thing that I did was I was obedient. I didn't know where it was going to take me, but I was obedient. And man, it took off. So that's one way I would answer that question.
So I'm going to roll off of that real quick.
Sure.
I have ADHD severely. So
Chris is over here laughing. What?
Because I've witnessed it.
he knows me. You said, you wake up and you download. I don't.
Okay.
I wake up and I'm just going. I'm just doing something. I will squirrel. I will bounce. I don't have any vivid thoughts. So my brain will probably, so if you actually look into ADHD, someone with like me, my brain will process millions of thoughts in one day, while your brain will probably process 100,000. So I don't ever have one conscious, vivid thought unless I'm focused on something.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone who has ADHD, who kind of wants to have that download, or how they can channel our focus? Or if you've ever dealt with someone who's had that kind of, I don't call ADHD a handicap, I think it's a superpower. But I think, what would you say to someone like that?
So you said it. You said it already, right? Because that's why you saw the smile on my face, because I'm like, yo, I don't have that. I don't have that superpower where I can like process so many things in a day. Okay, yeah, I can process 100,000. Okay, cool. But this brother over here, he can process 1,000,000 thoughts in a day.
All processed.
Okay.
And if they aren't, if they are, they're subconscious. Like I won't know until the matter comes out. You know what I mean?
Hey, hold on. Do me a favor. I want you to pick up something and like whack Chris for a second. Just like hit him. Okay. Yeah. He's over here laughing
that
like
was a solid ass
dying.
question, my boy.
No, it's valid. I would love to hear this.
Like,
I love that you are self-aware.
No, 100%. I'm not gonna sit here and blow smoke and think, I love where he's coming from, but I also want to experience him in my eye, where it's like you had a good moment with him with your class because you could probably focus and hinge more, where I have more of a difficulty where today we woke up, I had to get kids ready. I had to get bags ready. So instead of going, I download, I'm thinking about my day, I don't ever think about my day. I'm just in one fluid motion. And as it's going by, that's where my thought processes are going.
Yeah.
So it's kind of trajectory, but at the same time, I am getting other nodes and signals of information that I am understanding, but I'm not currently focused on.
Question for you. Do you pack the night before or do you leave it for the morning?
It depends. It depends on my mindset.
in a way, you're almost setting yourself up to fail.
So usually, like for instance, if I know I have an early day, I'll pack before. But if I have, like yesterday, we had a lot going on. We had a surprise mystery murder dinner birthday party for my sister. So it was doing that. After doing that, I got to tear down a tent. I just put a tent up by myself. I got to tear down a tent. I got to clean up. I got to put all the stuff away. It's now 9:30. I got to put kids down. Now I'm tired because I have to be up at 6 to get ready and get the kids ready. So it's like my head is kind of like ting. So I never have a download moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always just I'm go in my head the entire time.
In the spur of the moment.
100%. And then I won't lie, I've tried like the gummies. Or back in the day when I was a pothead, I'd have enjoy. The vivid thoughts become scary. So when my mind slows down, they're not like your minds where your thoughts go here. There's now too much information. If that makes any sense. Or it's like
Okay. If I could understand, so when you would take the gummies or you would smoke weed and everything slowed down, you were able to actually see the thoughts now.
Yes.
And they were coming in like whoa.
A lot more vividly. And then
Whereas in the past you would just
as an
do them.
ADHD, yeah, and as an ADHD student, now I spiral down the rabbit hole of dissecting that thought more.
Okay.
Now I don't know where this thought's coming from, and then sometimes it would lead to a funny moment or a dark moment. Like that's why I never took, Ritalin or Adderall, or I don't smoke, whatever. I'm a recovered alcoholic. Alcohol was my drug of choice because it didn't affect my brain when it came to slowing down my thoughts. Like if my brain is still going at 1,000,000 miles an hour, I'm just drunk.
Okay.
So what would you say to maybe you gotta think about it, to
Yeah.
help someone who has ADHD, who probably thinks like me, because not everyone's ADHD is the same, but that's mine.
Yeah. So if you may, right? Because I would love just for a moment, man, just to learn a little bit about you in this regard. So even though you have all these thoughts going on, you know that there are things that you have to get done or that must be done, meaning the house needs to be closed up and ready for the night. Kids got to get ready in the morning. They have to have their food, their breakfast, those things. If you were to write down the things that you knew had to get done, to Chris's point, what's it like planning out, like putting a discipline in place for those things amidst all the thoughts?
It's
How does your
remembering
brain
to write
process
it
that?
down, and it's remembering to look at the thing you wrote down.
So my thing is I'm visual, right? I have to visually have it written down either on my phone in my notes, or I have a calendar, something to just get me focused on that and know that I need to do that.
Mine would have to be inherently visible. Like
Okay.
it can't be in my phone because there's too much shit in my phone.
Okay.
It can't be on a book because a book gets put away.
Okay,
It
sure.
would have to be like a freaking whiteboard where I'm constantly looking at it. Like I walk by it, I'm like, because like I said, I do all those things. Do they get done in order or do I swirl? Because it's a swirling motion too, where I can be making my kids breakfast and then jump over to this way and do something else and then come back and go, what was I doing? And then jump back. Nothing's ever like.
So George, okay, great. I appreciate you sharing that. So you started down the road, we started getting there, right? And we could create that momentum. When we think about what would life look like if we were to create it versus just allow it to happen to us, like you said, man, if I had a whiteboard where it's clearly written across the whiteboard and I'm able to see it all the time, putting it in my phone, putting it in a book does not work for me. The whiteboard is what works for me. Then that's what we do. So then we
I have
get
to
the
try
whiteboard.
First off, I got to make sure I can get a whiteboard and have it put somewhere I can see
Okay.
without getting in trouble.
Okay. Do you see what you just did? As opposed to staying in creation mode, you started trying to figure, for first I got to go get a whiteboard. I got to see if a whiteboard, you're now killing the idea. And that's what we do a lot of the times. So the goal is to stay in creation mode. It's kind of like, it's when you go to, I don't know if you ever done improv, where it's yes and. So I'll say
D&D's
something.
always improv.
Being a musician, I mean, you're kind of improvising on what you're going to play next, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Right? You're riffing. Yeah, right? So it's that whole idea of taking what it is I just said, yes, and then take what yes, and.
Right.
So Having a whiteboard will help me to focus on doing these things. I may not do them in order, but it helped me focus on doing these. Okay, let's get the whiteboard. What else, George? And then if I have it in, because I'm always in the kitchen area, so you need to have it in the kitchen, but then I go into my office, so I need to have something. Okay, let's get one in the office. What else, George? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you pause in between and say, but it's going to be too many whiteboards around the house, you're killing the idea. What we're doing is trying to figure out what it's like to help George perform at a high level amidst his superpower of so much information.
Superpower.
So we stay in creation mode. Dude, I am fascinated with people, man. I'm fascinated with people and the way that they think and they see the world, because it helps me to, okay, let me understand it through your lens. Like, what was your background like that makes this seem true to you? How does it support the story that you've been running in the back of your mind? It's kind of like when you wake up in the middle of the night and you go into the kitchen and you just hear the humming of the refrigerator. Everything is quiet, but man, you could hear just the humming. That humming is what's happening inside our brain. It's stories, it's beliefs that we've been saying about ourselves. It is your superpower. Now let's figure out how to function with that superpower. Man, it'll enhance it. That's the conversation we would have.
I like that.
We go down that road.
In a sense, like kind of just for example, like right, what you just did there, right? Where you were like, oh, I got to find the whiteboard. I got to do this. It's almost a fear, right? Where you were just like, oh, I don't know if I can. And then like, you're probably also thinking, you're like, oh, if I put a whiteboard up in the house, what's my wife going to say? You know, it's not going to fit the decor.
I mean, we're all married here. You all know how random decor goes.
I'm with you.
In a sense, that's kind of a fear. And back to you, man, like how you said you went up to your wife and said, hey, I'm going to be a janitor. Did you have a stop where you were like fearful of it? You're like, man, is this the right decision? How do I go about this? How do I say this? You know, how many times does that fear stop people from becoming great?
Yeah. So I was but the fact is, Chris, we were so miserable. I mean, I'm talking about waking up in the morning, man, and just like tears, like, I don't want to go to work. And she's like, I don't want to go to work either. We just got married. It's like, this can't be life, you know? So being so miserable, my wife was, let's try it. We don't have kids. It's just us. And I told her, oh, this is the one thing I told her. I said, listen, if it doesn't work, I will go and work anywhere legally. I said, I'll go to work for McDonald's. I'll work anywhere. I put it in there.
What do you do, sir? I'm a street pharmacist.
Yeah, hey, I just wanted her to know that I would be willing to do whatever it took in order to test this idea out. You know, I'm an educated guy. It's just, man, this feeling, like you said, Chris, I was chasing that feeling again. And that's all life is. We're chasing feelings. If we want to go to a theme park, if we can create what feeling I want to have the highs and the lows. Okay, you can create that right here in your chair. Because if you go to the theme park and you don't get the really exciting roller coaster, you're going to be disappointed. So you were looking for the serious high and the serious low. You can create that anywhere. The theme park is just the sandbox that we find it at. So the same thing for me and my wife, man. It was like, yo, she gave me the go ahead. I told her I would quit a job. Quit it and go back and do something else if I had to or what have you. So that's what we did, man. But it just kept going. It was a lot of yes ands.
That's great. And so say in that feeling, you said both you and your wife, right? Like you're just miserable. You're feeling stuck, right?
Yeah.
How would you tell someone who's maybe in a similar situation where they feel stuck and it's best to acknowledge it or realize, hey, you're stuck in this? Like, what action can they take to move forward from that?
Yeah, 100%. Serve somebody else. Literally serve someone else. Look at yourself as a tree. Okay, so if you planted a tree, a fruit tree, it grows up, it's right next to the fence. Some of your branches hang over the roadside or the sidewalk. People who are walking by, they get to pick a fruit and eat it. And once they eat the fruit, there's going to be seeds inside. You can take those seeds and sprinkle them on the ground, they'll grow new trees. And then that tree might grow up and create fruit that will hang over a sidewalk that somebody can pick. Same thing happens over and over again. The gift that you have inside of you is for others. It's not for yourself. An apple tree doesn't eat apples. It just takes water to grow.
That's fucking dope.
I'm just saying, right?
That could be such a good one-liner in a song. I hate that.
Hey, use it. Go for it.
An apple tree doesn't eat the apple. Oh my God, that's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah. But it's that idea, man, of trusting that you have a gift that you were born with that is a sweet tasting fruit to somebody else, man. So the one thing that I do every time I wake up in the morning is I ask myself 3 questions. Who am I to serve? Oh, I'm sorry. Who am I to meet? What am I to learn? What am I to share? Who am I to meet? What am I to learn? What am I to share? So wake up. If I met you, it's like, okay, all right, it's Chris and George. Let's go for it. What am I to learn? I'm listening first. I'm paying attention. I'm getting curious. And then it's like I'm asking God, hey, what's the download? Like, what should I say? What should I say? I'm whispering it behind my mouth, and then I share. Because I don't know fully what it is you need. He knows, is my belief. So it's like, man, give me the download. Let me share it with George and Chris. Take me out of it. I'm just a vessel. It puts you in such a state of freedom. It's light because you don't have to prove yourself. There's no ego involved. You're literally just a conduit out into the world. But you have to trust that what you have, the gift that you have, is for somebody else. And there's somebody out there waiting for you. So when you ask the question, who am I to meet? I believe the universe starts moving and shifting and saying, oh, I got somebody for you. They start moving into your, and if you don't pay attention, you might pass that person straight. Hey, how you doing? I'm fine. And that's it. Or, hey, how you doing? And the person takes a deep breath. Are you paying attention? Hey, what's that? You took a deep breath before you responded to me. Sometimes people just need someone to see them so that they can talk. But if we just like, how you doing? I'm okay. And you pass them, opportunity missed. Are you paying attention? So that's what I would share with someone who feels stuck. Go serve somebody. Go serve somebody.
You know what? In our first leadership class, he brought a kid in that wanted to be a photographer, or, he was recording the session. And he was a little shy. He was a little outside the room a little bit. And he was like, hey, he pointed at some of us to introduce ourselves to him. And like, I was the only one. I was like, hey man, how you doing? Like I interacted with him, and you could see like he actually did open up, and he actually moved into the room, and like he was better.
Yes,
And,
Chris.
I didn't notice that until he said something. I was like, oh shit, I did do that.
Yes, Chris. Yes. Yeah. You're being bold. Help that kid, man.
But it wasn't until our second session where I went up to him and I was like, hey man, I got a podcast started soon. We haven't kicked it off yet, but I was wondering, if it does get going, would you want to be a guest? And, to go in line with that, it's kind of like what he's saying, where something gets instilled in you to just build that social interaction where you're like, hey, who am I going to meet today? What am I going to try today?
100%.
I'm a
Stay at home dad, so I don't meet very much people anymore. I meet my kids. What can I do?
We need to get you out. We need to get you out. And hey, don't sleep on this podcast, man. This is you meeting people too, right?
Oh,
I would have
absolutely.
never met you had it not been for this.
I'm definitely getting some gems from you, sir.
Let's go.
I mean, not all of us can be so lucky for a sugar mama. We hope and pray.
I mean, yeah. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I think my calling was to be a dad. Like I'm dead serious. I'm really good at being a dad. Like I like my kids. I love them. I don't have any issues with crying and screaming and all that. You ain't bleeding. You ain't broken. You're good, baby.
Does your ADHD help you to be a better dad, George?
Again, it might, because I can focus mainly on the two things, but it kind of has this crutch where it's like I get one bottle, I make 2 bottles, but I only get one, and I feed the one. The other one's screaming at me like, "Where's mine?" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Put the other one down, grab the other bottle, start feeding the other one. Did you have a bottle? So it goes hand in hand.
Do you feel guilty when you don't, like when you miss the extra bottle for the other kid, or do you just go do it?
I don't feel guilty about it.
Right? So there's a lot of parents who feel guilty for not thinking that way. Like, and then they start berating themselves. You're so stupid. Like, what? We have 2 kids. Why don't we just? You don't even have time for that.
Anyone who has 2 under 2, and you're listening, take it easy on yourself. It ain't easy. Kids are sleeping. They're fed. They got clothes. They're healthy. They might be a little colicky, but that's okay. You're doing your best. Relax. You haven't broke them. They're a lot bouncier than you think. Like, don't
listen to you.
I can't feel that way. Like, if I forgot the bottle, I'm tired. Like,
listen
my
to
son
ADHD.
just started sleeping throughout the night. I went for like a month of no sleep. I'm gonna forget something. It's a part of the game.
My whole point is, man, your personality works so well for certain situations, man, that ours, Chris and I, probably wouldn't. Like, can we find those things and celebrate them?
Say what now?
I said, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, can we find those arenas where your personality works like so well, top tier, and celebrate that, right? Versus
I'm a
saying like,
people
man, I
person,
wish
just
I
like
was like
you are. I
somebody else.
did customer service for 15 years or so. I worked from movie theaters to cell phones, children's dentistry. I'd be really well around people.
Because it's
It's just being real with people. I'm very honest and whatnot. But why do you keep laughing when I talk, friend?
I'm enjoying myself.
he's having a good time.
Yeah, he is, man. Let him be. All right, it's Sunday morning. This is great.
So yeah, I think I thrive in the people world.
Where I
Doing music, I can make a bunch of tips because
I'm
I'm
just a friendly going guy,
Bro.
or in the
the business world. I could sell and break records of phones or whatever I was selling at the time because I'm not a bullcrap. You know, I don't bullshit. I just tell you what it is. If you like it, you like it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. And a lot of my sales were mainly because I was just upfront dude. And people just
Yeah.
like the honesty and the funness of that I brought. But for now,
Brother.
my realm is my kids. And until they're self-sufficient, that's where I'm going to stay.
I love it. I mean, I've only heard great things about George, who happens to have ADHD.
That's it. The superpower.
That's my point, man.
I like it.
Do your thing. Do your thing. I love it. I love it.
Appreciate it.
What else we got?
You got one, or you want me to keep
I kind of want to break the monotony real quick. Who's your favorite superhero, and why?
Green Lantern.
Ooh, we were just talking about him carrying the Superman movie.
Yeah?
Which Green Lantern? Are you a Hal Jordan or John
Wow.
Stewart?
Wow. So from the people who played the characters, not familiar. From my childhood, absolutely love that character.
I'm going to make it easier on you. The white one and the black one.
That's, it was the black one. That's the one that I had. That's the one that I got
John
as a
Stewart.
kid.
John Stewart.
You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know, man. I loved his outfit, his uniform. Everybody wanted the Superman character and the Batman and Spider-Man. I don't know, man. Green Lantern just seemed to be like that unsung hero that didn't get the limelight as much. And I think that's probably part of who I am too, man, because I'm always standing up for the cats who are in the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got superpowers, but nobody really like prides themselves to put them in the forefront.
Solid take. I did not see him going Green Lantern.
I didn't see it either.
I saw him as like a powerful, like I'm going superpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again,
But
man.
it kind
Again,
of
yeah.
suits him, though, because the Green Lantern Corp always, putting themselves or others before themselves.
Imagination.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
It fits you very well.
See, yeah.
Go get you a nice Green Lantern shirt.
You know what? I should because just a couple weeks ago, what was it? It came to town where people just
MegaCon.
dressed up as different what is it?
MegaCon.
MegaCon. Yes, it was. Man, I took my family down that side of town. Characters were everywhere.
It's so much fun
Everywhere.
if you haven't gone.
I have not gone.
It's so much fun.
Okay.
If you were any kind of nerd like we are, the nostalgia's out there. It might smell a little bad because some people don't wear deodorant, but you can find really cool stuff to buy. You watching everyone's creativity is excellent.
Yeah.
A lot of toys from your childhood.
A lot of
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
we
we
I'm
spent
gonna put that on my thing, man.
Obscenely amount of money that we shouldn't be spending on cons.
I like that. See, I had one in my head. I had one ready to go and I just lost it because I was
mine
not
was so good.
I was not expecting Green Lantern, man. Not at all.
Mine was so good. Come on, Chris.
So with how you interact with people, right? And how you spread leadership, you spread interaction, how has that evolved throughout the years? Or do you feel like it's kind of stayed, the same, just reaching out?
Basically,
and
like my
building
leadership
from there?
style.
Yeah.
So in the past, I used to like when I'm interacting with my team members. In the past, I would solve their problem. I would help them think through their problems, but I would solve it for them quickly without going several layers deep. So one thing my employees could pride themselves on was if they asked me for a tool or for something new or different equipment or what have you, I would get it to them fast. My idea was, hey, here's the scope of work. Here's how we're going to do it. I want you to think through this. I've given you tools to do this. If you found a way that you can do it better, faster, more efficiently, tell me. I'll give you what it is you asked for. We're going to measure it. And if it's great, we'll implement it with the rest of the team. Okay. But no excuses. No excuses, because I gave you what it is you asked for. Okay. So someone would come up and they would say, Gerren, this is what it is we need. And I would ask them, tell me why. Like, what do you think it's going to do for you, for us? They would give me some reasons, and then I'd go get it for them. Within 24 hours, I was always getting it for them. What I found out was that was a part of me people pleasing. I was doing everything I could to make my employees feel good so that they would stay, which was a trigger response from my childhood abuse where I didn't want to feel rejected. I didn't know that at the time. So I was out of my way making sure I had all these things. And so much so that I realized I had so much extra equipment and tools that wasn't in our system. And that's like all of my people-pleasing behavior right there. What I do now is I ask questions and questions. So there's several whys. And then people will get to that layer and they're like, maybe I just need to do my job. Okay, go try that. Let's see what happens. So it's all now about them solving their own problems versus me solving it for them, but by asking questions. So I have shifted from people pleasing to now serving people, asking the tough questions, challenging them so that they can grow. So a good leader isn't one who solves the problems. It's the one who helps others solve their own problems. So that's how my leadership has shifted over the years from when I started to now.
In a sense, like, you stopped being the easy button. You were like, figure it out a little bit on your own and we'll get to the answer. I like that.
The tool is within you. Like, you have the tools. Be resourceful. Come on, figure it out. Come on, let's go. So they became resourceful.
Absolutely.
I got one more question.
Go for it.
Do you think people actually want to be transformed, or do you think they just want relief from discomfort?
Yeah, that's a good one. I think the majority of people just want relief from the discomfort. Transformation
I appreciate your
requires.
honesty.
Go for it. You saying something, George?
No, I said I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah. I believe that. No, not even I believe. What I've experienced is people want to run from discomfort. I have met several people who, when they learned what transformation required, they literally said to me, Gerren, I don't want to do that. Life is good. Life is okay. I can handle the ebb and flow. I don't want to do that. I have coached executives who said, no, I'm getting paid well. I have the comforts of a home, a boat. Like, the family is good. Why would I want to do extra work? Get character building? No, everything I've done in the past has got me to this stage right now. I'm good. But here's the deal. In two cases, those individuals, one individual, he retired and he came back to me and he said, Gerren, I feel empty. I don't know who am I? I've done this thing for so long. I've gotten to this point of success, but I don't even know who I am. And it's because he found out it was because he was performing all those years. So he had detached himself from who he really was. And now that it's all over, there's no accolades. It's kind of like when Brett Favre retired and he missed all the people cheering for him. He didn't know what else to do, right? You just feel empty because no one is cheering for you anymore. And then there was another guy who got fired. They closed out his department. And then all of his friends at work, they don't call him anymore. He thought he really had some strong relationships. We were going out to lunch and potlucks and our families were doing life together. Now that he's no longer in the system, no one calls him. He has no importance to the world. That's his belief now. So the work that it takes to transform your character so that you can you like know who you are and you step out into the world knowing that you were sent here versus I have to go here has been a work. And a lot of people don't want to do that work because it requires a lot of surrender and sacrifice and suppressing your ego and humility and compassion for others. It requires so much work that they don't want to do. They just want to get up and just watch TV, man. But then they feel empty. So it's a double-edged sword. What do you want? What do you want? That's the real question. You took a deep breath. What's that?
I said sleep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it.
I
Yeah, we
agree
gotta
with
get
that though.
people to sleep.
Ego is a huge hindrance, man. It can be.
Mhm. It is. That's what I've seen.
My wife and I, when I was trying to figure out questions and things to send you and stuff, she was helping me take a look, and we were going through some of your clips. There was one clip, which mask are you wearing today, right? So she's saying she liked that one a lot. She's like, it stood out because most can lead at work, but others can't apply it the same at home. And she's like, I think it's important people to understand that you have to also apply what you preach in your own life. It's not just for others.
Yes.
So-
Man, I'll tell you guys this one story. One time I went out with my wife and I I went out to one of her events and I would say, when people ask me like, so what do you do? I'm just a janitor. And she would nudge me and she would say, stop it. Tell people that you own your own business. But it was because I wanted to see how people would respond to me. This 6'4" guy standing next to this executive, right? I wanted to see if they would respect me. Would they engage with me? Get curious. Nevertheless, I'm standing there with her and someone came up to me and he was like, oh my God, Gerren, he is so awesome. He says to my wife, he's like, yo, your husband is so awesome. He's such a great communicator. We just love having him around and da 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 da. She's going on and on. He's going on and on. My wife is holding my hand. She squeezes my hand. And in my mind, I'm just like, dude, would you please shut up? Because I wasn't a great communicator at home. So my wife was like, after he walked away, my wife turns to me and she says, it's interesting. He finds you a great communicator. Brother, that is what made me say, like, I have to do some work. Got to do the work, So it's we're talking about that type of transformation. So your wife is correct, man. We have to be able to apply it in all areas of our life, and it's heavier when we're performing it out in the world and then taking it off and then performing at home. It's easier when you can just be yourself across the way. Your kids, your wife, your peers, your employees, everybody experiences you the same way because you're just solid. So that's been my work, and that's the work of transformation.
Awesome. I thought you had something.
No,
The thought was there.
I was downloading, but there was an error code. The error code struck me, and I'm like, so yeah, that's you just saw it happen. You just saw it.
Yeah, in real time.
Real time.
That's great. All right. So earlier when we were putting our hats and getting going, you were saying that you were a Braves fan, right?
Yep.
All right. Is there any other sports you're into? Like, who are your teams?
Man, okay, so Braves, right? I see you, George. I'll stab you with the pen, okay?
Ink poisoning.
So the story behind that whole Braves thing is because growing up in the islands, and I was born in 1977. I'm 48. Okay, so put that in perspective. The islands, we only got.
It's a good-looking 48-year-old dude.
Hey, I got a good wife. We had WGN and TBS. So we only got to really see on the major television those two sports or those two teams. So I went with the Atlanta Braves. Loved those guys for years. And then when it came to football, Jerry Jones, he's big on all that kind of stuff. So Dallas Cowboys were being televised. So they became the...
God, cheers.
I thought I had friends here.
You for a
I thought I had
motivational
friends here.
speaker. You sure hate your sports life.
Listen. I know. It's been 30 years. I know.
Download some better information,
Nation, friend.
Listen, I thought you said this was a judgment-free zone.
Oh, it's judgment. When it comes to sports, that's out the window, bro. That's out the window. I'm a Bucks fan. I know I suck. But the Cowgirls? Jesus. Should've said the Eagles.
I'm a diehard Eagles fan, so this is tough for me to listen
Wow.
to.
Oh, this is tough. I mean, no, you should be able to gloat, right? Because you guys have been killing it. But yeah, so you're an Eagles fan. What about you, George? What's your team of?
Buccaneers.
All right. So let's go back to Chris. Yo, Chris. So tell me something interesting.
Yikes! I know my team sucks. I'm all right with it.
Oh my God.
I've been rolling with it, baby.
Hey, you've won a Super Bowl more recently than I have. So
This is true. And every year's your year, baby.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys
I'm
stop
giving up
spending
on all
money
that.
on big TV-trons, you can buy a good team.
I pray that Jerry Jones lives forever and
No,
just continues to
no.
throw that team.
no, but you know what, Chris? Though it's cool because like I have released myself from cheering for them emotionally. I just watch it for good entertainment because he's such a brilliant businessman, though. Because the team it's the most, what is it? The most valuable team in all of sports. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal work, So
It's definitely lucrative. Not
yeah.
winning.
So what game is
So
he really
lucrative.
playing? What
Yeah.
game is he really playing, man?
The fans will come regardless. Throw more money at the stadium.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
All right, so baseball, football. That's it for you?
Baseball, football. Yeah.
What about college ball? Do you like college football?
No. Not that I don't like it. I
You said
haven't.
this guy was cool, dude.
Man.
Wow.
You know what?
He
Listen,
just- he just
Tampa is only an hour and a half
evaluated you.
away.
Told you had
I'm
a
coming over with my
superpower.
truck.
I'm just kidding, bro.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I love it.
That's
I love
funny.
But, yo, this has been good. Yo, so talk to me a little bit real quick, man, about the podcast. So what's the, if I may, because I'd love to learn, what's the big impact you guys are making in the world? Not going to make, you're making. So he's speaking from a state of I am this right now.
I think bringing the conversation out. Our basis is comics, sports, personal growth, right? His personal growth story, recovering alcoholic,
2 years sober, baby.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it.
better quality of life for him, father now, just doing better overall. Myself, was it 6-7 years ago, father died. I went through my first divorce and I was just spiraling downward, but found my career, pulled myself out of there, worked 16-hour days, going to class at night, sleeping in my car to go work the next day, got my journeyman's card in electrical, and then from there,
Life took off.
My wife now, she was super supportive, and that definitely pulled me out of the hole. So, with that personal growth, I'm just like, you don't have to be alone. You can have support system. Somebody can help you. With the sports aspect, I'm a huge Philly fan. My father was born and raised in Philadelphia. If you didn't root for Philly, you didn't live in that house. Plain and simple.
Shoot. Okay.
I'm kind
So
of tired of shit.
yeah, so that's been instilled in me as a kid. I mean, it shows loyalty, right? There was a lot of years where it wasn't good, and I was still sitting there. We'll be all right.
Yeah, rooting them on.
Yeah.
Yep. Cunningham, Randall Cunningham, and those cats. But they were
So-
exciting to watch, though.
If my mother had passed out in the room, my name was going to be Randall.
Really?
Yes, but
Wow.
luckily my mom was still awake because my dad was trying to put Randall on the birth
Wow. On the
certificate.
pig. Wow.
You don't look like a Randall.
I would have probably,
Change your name.
100%.
Yeah, you don't look-
Every Randall I've met, not a good time.
Yeah.
No. That's a gross name. Not Randall's. We like you, but and he's
I hope the comment section is just filled with Randalls.
Blood. Okay.
And
we're
then
just two open books who are just willing to talk about, the things people don't want to talk about.
Like, I'm not afraid to talk about my story, and Chris is not afraid to talk about his story. I went from being
A suicidal drunk to a father of two who's happily married. I'm chilling.
Check it out.
You
Check
know,
it out.
Chris, me and Chris both lost our dads. I think that was my big rock bottom. That's when I got,
it was within a few months of each other, wasn't
yeah.
Yeah.
And then COVID, my dad died. That was my rock bottom because that's when I started hitting the. I was hitting the fucking bottom hard as it was, but when my
Yeah.
dad died, I multiplied it by 5. And you can ask Chris,
Wow.
multiplying what I was already doing by 5 would probably put most people in the hospital. So, but we're just willing to have that conversation and tell the story. And,
I'm glad he's living. I'm glad he's not in the hole.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
breathing
It's
is
such a
fine.
cool story, though.
It is. It was like, I did a lot of music in town, played all over the bars. So access to alcohol was super easy. But just
There you are.
But
Yeah,
the
you are.
goal really is to reach out to anyone and, whether they DM us or get some from one of our episodes, just be like, hey, dude, you're good.
no matter what you're going through,
It could be worse, unless
Yeah.
like it's really worse.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as podcast goes, this is something that I've always wanted to do. And I always felt like George and I always had really good banter. I've known him since I was a kid. I feel like our arguments, our stances on ideas clash a lot. And I felt like that would make for some pretty good content.
And I was the
Yeah.
only one that asked him to do it.
Hey, listen.
Can I be a friend of the podcast? He tried to macho up. He was like, he tried to be like, there's a long list of people on the waiting. I have to do a couple background checks.
He was blowing up my DMs like I was blowing up yours.
Listen, bro. So I'll tell you this, Chris. Both of you guys, right? So believe that there's someone out there who needs you. Believe, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't be here. You're a gift to the world, man. So believe that somebody's out there needing you. This banter, the chemistry that you guys have together, what you're doing, the fact that you actually followed through on it. So Chris, when you said that you have a podcast and you said, I remember when you pulled up on me and you said, I'm trying to start. And it was like, trying or you starting, right?
Hold on,
Trying
he
will-
said trying?
It was before we had any episodes out.
Yeah.
Do or do not, sir.
Yeah. Tell him, George. Tell him.
The Star Wars man, you know better.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is the idea, man. So when you hit me up and you said like, yeah, I'm ready to do it. Yeah, let's go, because I know what it's like to start from scratch, right? And man, if I could just bring that sense of being to the space, then it'll just be easy for us to just kick it. So there's no pretense. It's just I remember what it's like to start from scratch, man. Darren, answer questions, share, get connected. Like just be yourself. Oh, so that's what's up. That's why we're here.
Great. That's great.
All right.
I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you
Oh,
got a
man,
busy
we're good.
schedule. I don't know if you're good for with a few more questions or you want me to hit you with one last one.
You what what do you
All right. I like it. I like it. So one that I did want to hit, like, how do you handle someone who performs well, right? Like, it's like your top guy performing well under you and doing stuff, but he negatively impacts your team, like the culture of your team. Like, do you still hang on to that superstar? Is it worth it? Or is your whole team?
Trying to say something?
Yeah, it was.
very candid with you. I'll be very candid with you. I fire them. So but for years. Yeah, I don't waste any time. And I'll tell you why, and this will make sense to you. So there was this one gentleman, top guy. Top guy helped me through quite a bit of some critical moments within our business. And the agreement that we made was treat the team the way that I treat you. Okay? If I treat you well, treat the team well. Just follow through and then manage our supervisors and have them treat the team the way that I treat you. That was the agreement. All right. So we're rocking and rolling, man. We're working. The team is showing up. They're doing their thing. I'm an intuitive guy, so I'm paying attention to my team and I'm noticing things are a little bit off. When I show up, it's typically a party like, hey, Gerren is here, high five, and let's go, chief, da-da-da-da-da. I'm joking with all my team members and all of that. Then after a while, I realize that I'm showing up and I'm doing my same thing, being myself, and some of the team members are kind of looking at me with a side eye, doing my thing. Eventually, I pulled up to my manager and I'm like, hey, what's going on with the team? Nothing, chief. We got it under control, man. Everything is cool. Everything cool. I'm like, all right, cool. Then all of a sudden, I start seeing people quitting. I'm like, what's up with the team? People don't quit. We have a cool culture. Chief, they weren't working out. Everything good. Then all my top supervisors are quitting. I'm like, hey. So I reached out and I went straight to the team members because what I did was I respected my manager and I gave him the opportunity to just manage the team and I would step away just to let you do you, right? Show up.
Yeah.
But I went to my team and I'm like, hey, what's going on? They're like, you don't know? You have some nerve to come and ask me what's going on, Gerren. Now they're talking to me, right? I'm like, I found out that my manager was abusing my team, abusing them, not just emotionally, but physically. And because I was hanging out with them, or like they saw he and I as being, neck and neck, the team thought that I knew and I was approving of this behavior. So when I would show up being myself, hey, Chris, George, and they're looking at me like, he's doing this to us and you got the nerve to come high-fiving us? Brother, I almost lost it. Confronted him on it. He denied it. I found more team members and they just started corroborating with the same story. I'm like, bro, you got to go.
Messing up the brand.
And he was lying, man. And he had team members there putting in payroll stuff for team members that didn't exist. I mean, sometimes you give people authority, you give them status or control, and they don't know how to handle it. You treat them with the same measure of humility, and you think that they're going to do the same for others, but they just don't. Power is a drug for some people, man. So I don't waste any time. I had to let him go. I had to let some other people go as well, man, because I was abused as a kid. So you see what I'm saying? So it's really, really dear to me, man. And to find out like you're doing that to the team, I had to control myself. The reason why I'm as big as I am is because I swore that I will never allow anything like that to happen to my kids, right? And the fact that I now have daughters, bro, yeah. So I'm packed, right? So that this kind of stuff doesn't happen. Okay.
Feel it. Look, I feel like it's still triggering.
Yeah. It's not cool, man. It's not cool. So that's how I handled that situation, Chris.
Another one I had. Now, just from my encounters with you and stuff like that, I feel like your faith is a big part of who you are and part of how you lead. Would you say that, your faith really has built you into the person that you are, that it's very important?
100%. Yeah. My mother, she is, just last year I went home to St. Thomas because they were celebrating her. She's 85 years old and she's still active in her church, man. Like, I think that's what is keeping her alive. you know? She loves it. She loves it. She loves it. And we grew up in a household where it was like worship every morning before we went to school, worship on Friday nights. We went to church on Saturdays. Sundays, we were in Pathfinders, which is kind of like Boy Scouts. So we were always in church, man. Wednesday night prayer meeting, my mother always had us in church. As a kid growing up, it felt exhausting because I didn't have my own personal relationship with God. I was just following my mother's rules. But as an adult, once I realized the role that God played in my life, it was like,
That just hit.
okay, I get to create my own relationship with this guy. Okay, I'm seeing how he's serving me, how he's helping me, how I'm like, man, he's talking through me and things are better and brighter despite him going through heavy things. It became a joy to connect. And then when COVID happened, because we weren't able to go out as much, so I wasn't able to like connect with other people at church and stuff, I got to work on my personal relationship even deeper. So things that I did out of tradition, even those things changed because the relationship became stronger, it became different. I realized it wasn't all one based on rules, but it's relational. And then I started to learn what grace felt like. So as opposed to beating myself up when I made mistakes and I did something stupid, there was grace for me. That's what that feels like? So you mean I could do that for others when they mess up too? Okay, this is cool. So now this whole thing with God is not religion, it's a relationship. And it just feels better. It feels lighter. So yeah, so even though somebody's cursing and all that kind of stuff, it's like, I got compassion, I got grace. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the person, the story, and I can just love on people, man. So it feels so much better this way than what I grew up with, but I'm thankful to my mother that she created the framework and she kind of showed us what it looked like or where we should go to have this relationship. And
Great. That's great, man. That hit where, you were saying you grew up with it, because growing up with my mother in the morning, I would go to Baptist church, right?
Pentecostal for me.
In the afternoon, I would go with my dad to Catholic church. So for me,
That's a wild schedule, sir.
that's a lot of church.
for me, Sundays were like, I wouldn't say dreadful, but it was just like, there was
It was
nothing.
heavy.
It was a heavy Sunday. And then when I got put into Catholic school, I was like, who am I supposed to pray to? Like, I'm very confused right now.
So much
that's
sense
right,
of
that's
why
right.
you're the way
Yeah.
you are.
But
That's right.
so I went through that. And then when was probably around 16, 17, my mom finally was like, what do you want to do? What is your choice? I was like, I need a break. So I stepped away. And it wasn't until later on in life, like I said, like 7 years ago, meeting my wife and how she is, and she kind of opened my eyes where you said, a relationship. It's not just about serving and going through the motions, doing the
Yeah.
prayers. You read your Bible. You need to develop that. You need to talk with God. You need
Yeah.
to have that relationship. She calls them like God winks.
Okay.
And
Yep.
I was like closed off to that. And, as my life started progressing, more things started happening, more blessings. I was just like, you know what? She's 100% right. I need to be better about this. So with that, for example, right now, we were going to a church pretty consistently, but something happened with that pastor where they kind of closed it off. But I'm in a men's Bible study group. We meet bi-weekly and stuff like that. So, I'm trying to be better faith-wise on my own, moving on with that. So I think faith is a huge part in success and growing as a person. You can pray to who you
100%.
want, you could do whatever you need to do, but as long as you have a relationship, realizing that, I think it's very helpful.
Yeah.
That was a great answer, man. I love
I
that.
love it, man. I love it. I
11
love it.
11, make a wish.
Oh, wow, it's ready. All right. I'll hit you with the last question, man.
Okay.
And this is all I got for you. So leading into that, right? If someone right now is listening and they're quietly struggling right now with either personal demons, things at home, things that are just not going well, what would you say directly to them? Just like, what's something to get them out of there, something to wake them up, essentially.
Look at the camera. Give them the juice.
Call me.
Whoa! One shot, baby. I like it.
Facts. I mean, facts, man, because I have recorded, if I were to go through some of my recordings with my clients, the thing that they say consistently is they say, Gerren, this feels like having a really good friend. Being able to sit and speak and be seen feels like having a really good friend. And the process of just connecting with someone and helping someone to feel that they matter, I think truly is important. In a world where we're so connected, people are walking around still not feeling seen. And to create a container where they're just focused on and they are able to share their thoughts, what they're going through, and feel seen is powerful in itself. Because just like a cut that heals itself, sometimes that healing happens from within. They just need to be seen. So for the person out there who's struggling, who feels like life doesn't matter and feels as though, like, what's the point? I should just give up. I would challenge you to pause. Pause. There's only one thing that I can have control over is if you and I were to connect, we would be able to reveal, because it's not lost, but reveal your superpower. So much so that you'll find yourself enjoyable to be around. And you realize that life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. You have an opportunity to serve the world with your superpower. It's just covered with a whole lot of stuff. And if we can just move some of that stuff off, such a gem awaits both you and the world. So reach out to me. You can shoot me an email at contactme@gerrensprauve.com, or you can go to my website, which is gerrensprauve.com. Or if you want to find me on any platform, Gerren Sprauve. I've made it simple. No different weird names, just my name. Reach out to me and you can go from there.
I love it. I
That's
love
what
it.
I got.
With that, you know, like, let the people know that book you got, your website. Let them know, man. Let them know how to get to you.
So let me see if I got a copy.
Of course you
So
got a copy.
one sec. There we go. Yeah, so I got a book. It's called Fast Track Your Calling. All right. Wrote it. How to Fuel Your Drive with Every Assignment. What that means is I looked at when you look at where you are right now, you might think that you're in a state right now, I don't want to work at this job, or I don't like where I'm at right now. The fact is, when you begin to serve people, your assignment bubbles to the top. You can find out your assignment and then serve. What I'm asking you to do is serve people, and then your assignment will be revealed. It's you taking the step of being curious about people, stepping into people, like just serving them powerfully, not pleasing them. And if you want to know the difference, reach out to me. I'll share something with you. Matter of fact, you know what I'll do? I will send you an audio. I'll send you guys an audio that you can share with your audience about serving versus pleasing, so that people understand the difference, right? Because that's such a powerful start, a kickstart to revealing your assignment. Just go. Everything is happening for you. Every time you go into the grocery store, you step out into the street, everything is happening for you. If you believe that, just serve and you watch things start to happen in your life. So my book, gerrensprauve.com, you can find it on Amazon. You can find out by shooting me an email. I can send one to you. No problem at all. And again, social platforms, I'm all there. I'm here to serve, man.
With your website and stuff like that, I'm sure you have like seminars in different areas where you speak.
Yeah.
People could go see you.
Yes. So I'm a speaker as well. So people can hire me through or reach out to me, and we can then my team or myself, we can discuss what that looks like. We can come out and do workshops for your companies, just a variety of things, man. In the Caribbean, I have this, I have an offer called Create and See. And it's biblical based, but it's where we take people out on a boat for a day. And we take the idea that you have, we bring people in to help you bring that idea to fruition. So in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and he separated the waters, water from the sea, and then the waters in the air, which is the atmosphere. The Create and See. This is Create and SEA, but it's actually See. So you can actually see your idea come to fruition in a day.
That's awesome.
So we got some things going on, man. Just reach out to me.
Cave Dwellers, as a student from one of his courses, or two of his courses actually, is great. Few hours long, you feel refreshed leaving that. You feel you're questioning yourself. You're like, you know what? Simple tasks that he just spoke of. What can I change differently about me that could help my life and just accelerate it and make it greater? What habit can I either instill or break and can just launch me into the atmosphere? That's the type of mentality, type of lecture you're going to get from him, and it's going to be great, man.
Love it. I love it. Much success to the Iron Cave podcast, man. You did it.
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you for being on the show.
Absolutely, George. Thanks for
Thanks,
bringing
sir.
your personality. I love it.
Thanks, dude.
I love it.
He's a tax deduction for me.
Still, yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone.
I got nothing else to say.
I had to lighten it. I thought it was a good one.
Jeez. Brothers, you have a
Thank you.
powerful day.
Thank you. You have a great rest of your day, man. Thank you so
All right.
much. I'll look
Yeah.
forward to that audio. Get you out there. Thank you so much for taking your time. Love it. I hope nothing but the best for you. Nothing but success.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, the same,
All right.
man. Hit me up at any time, man. Hit me up anytime.
Absolutely.
If we could have you a guest again in the future, that'd be great too, man. With that, the Iron Cave Dwellers, we're going to call this a wrap. Thank you so much for listening, tuning in. We're going to have all social links going on the bottom of the page. If you ever need to reach out, it'll be there for you. George, you got anything?
Doot-doot-doot-doot.
Perfect.
All right, guys.
Thank
See ya.
you.